What's up, guys? We're back with another video, and today I'm just going to be talking about the simple framework for writing meta ads that are going to print money for you. And I'm going to just hop right into it. So, most operators I see, they just completely overcomplicate ad copy and they really obsess over like the polish and the story arc and brand voice, and they want to work on all these like different mechanisms. They want to talk so much about their offer and all the different features it has, and that's really just not what works. Okay, so the ads that are actually going to print money for you are just going to follow a very simple structure. So we're going to have our hook, we're going to have our solution, we're going to have our offer, and we're going to have our CTA. Very, very simple. That's the entire framework. If you can just master those four components right there, you can just write ads that perform for pretty much any service business at any price point. And so I'm just going to break down each of these components and how it works and why it matters. So the hook, obviously. The hook is just going to be the first 3 seconds of the ad, and it exists for one simple purpose, just to stop the scroll. And so if the hook fails, nothing else matters in the ad. And so the viewer, they're going to be gone before they even hear your offer, your solution, or your call to action because your hook sucked. And Meta is also watching this moment very closely. So the platform, it tracks how many people stop on your ad versus scroll past. It tracks how many 3 second views, and that signal determines how much your ad gets reached moving forward. And so a strong hook, it is first off going to get the individual view, but it also is going to give the algorithm the data it needs to feed more people your ad. And so what's going to make a hook work is you being specific. And so generic openers like, are you looking for X solution or want X for your business? Like those get skipped immediately just because they sound like every other ad. The hooks that work, they're more specific to that person, maybe that moment. I love desire based messaging because you're able to almost like induce a feeling from them. And I think people buy with feelings and then they justify with logic and not the other way around. And so a strong hook, you're going to be calling out a specific person. So let's just say, I don't know, maybe it's like a biz op offer, maybe more money offer. Like if you're a high earner or business owner thinking about your next big investment, watch this. Something that someone is like, oh, this is me. They identify, they raise their hand, and they keep watching. Or maybe you name a specific moment. Like if you've been putting off this decision for years, wishing something would change, this is for you. Or maybe it's creating curiosity. Most people don't realize what is actually possible until they see this. You just got to do something that's going to engage your audience immediately and pull them in to actually watch your video. And also the hook is where you're able to really identify the audience pocket that you're wanting to target. And so the words that you use in your hook and throughout the rest of the ad, but I'm just talking about the hook right now, it's going to tell Meta's algorithm exactly who to find for you. And so if you call out a specific type of buyer in the hook, the algorithm starts hunting for that buyer. And as a business owner, you should know your ICP better than anyone. So building a hook should be the easiest part, honestly. And so the algorithm, they're going to find people with that specific pain point, and the hook is going to be just the most direct lever you have for targeting. So then we move into the solution. So you've already stopped the scroll and you have about 30 to 60 seconds to really demonstrate that you understand their life, their current situation, and that you have the solution that they need. And so this is where a lot of operators I see get lost because you start trying to sell all the features and the mechanisms, and you start listing services, and you talk about your company and how long you guys have been around and how you guys have done XYZ. That doesn't convert because the viewer, they don't care about the company yet. They literally, like for the most part, they have no clue who you are unless you're running towards your warm audience. And so like all they're focused on is, can this person solve my problem? And so the solution section, it should really do three things. So you want to acknowledge the specific desire that they are wanting, or the frustration that the viewer has, or you want to demonstrate that you have the experience to deliver on it, and then also paint the outcome that they are actually buying. And so for me, I work specifically with high ticket service businesses. Like, I only want to work with high ticket offers. I really don't do a whole lot of low ticket stuff. And so the outcome is rarely going to be the product itself. Like this buyer, they are not purchasing the deliverable. Like, and that's most people. Like most people aren't focused on the actual deliverable itself. They are buying some type of result that it is going to produce in their life. And so it's going to be something like the time it gives back, or the status that it creates, or the problem that it's eliminated because of your solution. And they're going to have this feeling of like finally having something handled. And so the solution section, it's just meant to name that outcome explicitly and show that you understand what they are going through, whether it's because you've helped other people solve it, whether it's because you've been there yourself. You just want to show them that you understand. And then the mechanics, like, of how you do the work, like, it doesn't matter in the solution section. Like, that's what the actual like sales process is for. And really, even then, you don't want to focus too much on that. Like, it really doesn't matter at all in the solution. You just need to sell the outcome that you're going to produce for them, and you save the detailed process for later on in the funnel. And the solution section is just where you show the viewer again that you understand what they actually want, and you're the person to deliver it for them. Okay. And so then we move into our actual offer. The offer is just going to be the specific action you want the viewer to consider. So for a high ticket service business, like I said, like the offer, it's probably not going to be the project or service itself. Okay. Like, it's going to be some type of first like low risk commitment, whether it's like, so let's just say we're in the sales process. Like, it could be a consultation, an assessment, an introductory call. Maybe if you're running a low ticket funnel, like you have some $27 product that you built out, or like guide that you built out that they're meant to consume first. It's meant to just very, very low risk. And the reason why this matters is because like high ticket buyers are typically not going to make a large purchasing decision from a 60-second video unless they are like a mega fan of you. You have a million followers and they already know who you are. Like, they're really going to just decide whether they want to take the next small step towards your offer. Okay. And so you have to just really like size your offer appropriately to where they are in their buying journey. And only you would know that. Okay. But yeah, anyways, the offer, it should feel free. It should be low risk. And whatever the entry point is, like, the viewer, they should feel like they're signing up for some like more information, a conversation, like they're not committing to a purchase yet. And we have things on the back, like, don't get me wrong, like, we want them to feel like they're committing to a purchase, but not yet. Like, we have things on the back end that push them to get into that mind frame, because obviously that's what you need to close the sale. And so the offer should just clearly state what they're going to get from taking action. And it's not just a simple schedule a call with me. Like, that's not exciting to anybody. Like, who are you? Why would I want to schedule a call with you? Like, instead, tell them exactly what's going to happen on that call, what they're going to walk away with. And the viewer should just really understand the value of the action before they take it. And so strong offers is just going to create a reason to act now rather than later. So whether that's limited availability, maybe there's a specific incentive for taking action this month, you just have to create some sense of urgency without it seeming forced. Okay. And then we move into our call to action. So the call to action is just a very specific instruction for what to do next. Like, it's not a hard thing at all, but like, you'd be surprised how many ads I see that like have no call to action. Literally just click the link, book the call, watch the VSL, visit the landing page, whatever it is that you have in your process. Like, the viewer should never have to wonder what they're supposed to do next. And like, I know it might seem very like self-explanatory, but I promise it's like, for whatever reason, it's not. Like, you do have to spell everything out in plain language when you're running ads to your audience. Okay. So just very simple. Click below to schedule your call, tap the link to book your spot, click below to get started, whatever it is. And like, you just want to remove friction. Like I said, they want to know exactly what's going to happen after they click. If it's going to take them to your landing page and then they have to fill out a form, tell them that. If they're going to go to the landing page and there's a VSL that kind of helps pre-frame them for the process and you want them to watch that first, tell them that. Like, just let them know what is on the other side of the click, and they're going to be more likely to take that action. And so, yeah, that's really how it works with this structure. And like, the strongest ads, like, they're going to mention sometimes the call to action at the end of the hook. Sometimes it really just depends on what you're offering. Okay, but here's the real leverage that I see. So different angles are going to create different pockets of your audience. And so this is where a lot of people kind of miss the ball. Okay. They write one ad following this structure: hook, solution, offer, CTA structure. They run it and they move on. And that's really going to cap your performance. Okay, so the accounts that are scaling to significant revenue from paid acquisition, they're not just running one singular ad. Like, it's crazy how many times I see just one ad running in their ad library. Like, you need to have 15 to 25 creatives going at any time, and each of these creatives is doing its own targeting to a different angle. And the reason this works is because Meta, their algorithm, they are extracting the targeting from your ad creative. Like, everyone knows now, like, your creative does the targeting. And so each ad that you're running with a different angle is going to be a separate signal to the algorithm about a different audience pocket that you're wanting to hit. And so basically, each creative is for a specific type of buyer. And again, like, your business, you should know all of the specific type of buyers that you typically have come through your funnel. And so like, some of it might be demographic based. Others, like, are going to be dealing with a specific pain point. Another might be for someone who was a little earlier in the decision process. Like, another one could be for someone who, like, they've been sitting on the fence for years. Like, each ad is going to pull a different type of person into the funnel. And like, the mistake I see so often is that thinking targeting is this one thing, one specific problem. And like, that's just not even how we're wired as humans. Like, we all have different motivations to take specific actions. And so, like, with any service business, there are dozens of distinct buyer profiles, and each of them is going to be motivated by different things, different objections, different language, different mental triggers. Like, a single ad, it would be impossible for a single ad to speak to everybody. And so you just need multiple ads that are going to be speaking to all these different problems, as many as you can think of. Because some people, they're going to be pushed by desire. Others are going to be motivated more by fear. Like, you just don't know. And so for any high ticket service business, like, that might look like one, sorry, like one ad targeting buyers at a specific life stage, like one targeting a specific income or professional profile, that can work for you. Like, maybe you're going to have one that's targeting people who have reached a particular milestone in their career, life, whatever it is. Like, one targeting those that are motivated by specific outcomes. Like, again, all these different things, different emotional triggers, and you're going to pull that type of person. And like, the compound effect is huge here. Like, instead of just one ad creative reaching one pocket, you have 15 ads, you're reaching 15 different pockets, and your TAM just is going to expand because you are giving people more options to say, like, oh, this resonates with me. And so really, like, this is the output: master your hook, solution, offer, CTA, and you're going to be writing extremely strong ads. And then you start expanding into running 15 to 25 creators across different angles that is going to maximize the audience pockets that you can reach. And so here's what this actually looks like in practice. So, very simple framework. You have your hook. First 3 seconds, stop the scroll, call out a specific person, name a moment, create curiosity, and really, you're signaling to the algorithm who you want to target. Then we move to our solution. So 30 to 60 seconds, and just show that you understand them. Like, acknowledge their desire or frustration, demonstrate your experience, paint the outcome of what they're going to get. Like, again, Alex Hormozy talks about it all the time, like, sell the outcome, not the features, or whatever he says. And then get into your offer. So just the low risk next step, make it free or low commitment or low price, whatever you want to do there. There's tons of different funnels and ways you can structure that. Clearly state what they get so that they now have a reason to act. And then just size the offer to where they are in the journey. And then your call to action, tell them exactly what to do, be direct, use simple language, remove all the friction. And you just never want them to wonder what to do next. And then last, we just have our scale with angles. So run 15 to 25 different ads. They're going to be targeting different buyer pockets. So different demographics, different motivations, different pain points, different life stages. And each angle is going to be a different audience signal to the algorithm and just give you more people that you can market to. Because again, no two people are the same. Everyone is motivated by different things in life, and you want to make sure that you're addressing each of the angles that could bring in someone who is your ideal customer. So that's the video today. Went a little longer than I thought it would, but hope this was a good one. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Follow me on X and Instagram.